Cyndi Lauper is the very personification of 1980s pop music. Her wild style of dress and dyed hair, both inspired by the New York punk scene, were pretty outlandish for the time, giving her debut album its title, She's So Unusual. Lauper, the Grammy Award winner for Best New Artist in 1985, used her huge voice to sing the heck out of tunes like Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Time After Time, True Colors, She Bop, All Through the Night, and The Goonies Are Good Enough. But along with those big professional triumphs came plenty of tragedies, heartbreaks, and terrifying moments for the charismatic and truly original Lauper. Here are some of the tougher moments in the Cyndi Lauper life story. Cyndi Lauper's childhood was violent and traumatic. Raised in the Roman Catholic faith, Cyndi Lauper recounted the time a nun attacked her after catching a 9-year-old Lauper scratching a friend's back. A nun ran in, ripped me off her back, threw me against the lockers, beat me, and called me a lesbian. Unfortunately, the future pop icon wasn't treated much better by classmates. When I was a kid, I dressed differently, so people threw rocks at me. Lauper faced a difficult home life, too. She grew up in the working-class Ozone Park neighborhood of Queens. Her father left the family when she was 10, and her mother remarried a man described as a violent bully. Lauper revealed that after her stepfather threatened to sexually assault her and her sister, and then secretly watched Lauper take a bath, she left home for good. She was only 17. Friends, please subscribe to my channel. It is not hard for you, but very pleasant for me. She had a horrible time trying to live on her own. After leaving home at age 17 to escape a frightening stepfather, Cyndi Lauper lived a meager and itinerant existence. She'd work odd and low-paying jobs, but still would find herself without enough money to eat, so she'd bust to get some cash for food. At one point, her boyfriend at the time hunted and shot a squirrel, which she cooked up and ate. Lauper also faced an unplanned pregnancy, which she wanted but her boyfriend did not. So, Lauper terminated the pregnancy. During this period, Lauper got around by hitchhiking, putting her into close quarters with some potentially unsavory individuals, such as the man who gave her a ride and forced her to perform an act on him. I just wanted to be able to live through it, get to the other side of it. On another occasion, she was assaulted by a bandmate and 2 accomplices. Sometimes, it all understandably got too overwhelming for Lauper. A lot of times, I couldn't take it anymore, so I just lay in bed all the time, Lauper wrote. When I really couldn't deal with anything, I used to get the shakes, just complete anxiety attacks. Cyndi Lauper blew out a vocal cord. About a decade before she found international fame and fortune for her singing, it looked like Cyndi Lauper may have had to change career paths, find a new dream, and live in a parallel universe where time after time never existed. While singing a cover of Kiki Dee's I've Got the Music in Me one night in 1974, her voice gave out. But it returned soon thereafter, and Lauper continued to sing in cover bands and a Janis Joplin tribute act. It's hard work to sing in the late Joplin's bluesy, anguished, give everything style, and in 1977, Lauper's pipes said no more. Her voice disappeared again, and doctors discovered that she'd suffered a collapsed vocal cord. Recommended by her temporary replacement in the Joplin cover band, Lauper sought the help of vocal coach Katie Agresta. Not only did she help heal Lauper and provide her with tools and techniques to prevent it from happening again, Agresta also helped Lauper realize that she was singing the wrong music entirely, discovering that she was more suited to pop, not hard rock. As Lauper wrote in her memoir, I realized what I was aching for, to sing my own songs, in my own voice, in my own style, that I made up myself. Cyndi Lauper's career inexplicably declined. Cyndi Lauper's solo debut, She's So Unusual, exploded in 1984. Lauper sent 4 of its singles into the Billboard Hot 100's top 5, including Girls Just Want to Have Fun and Time After Time. As the 80s wore on, she continued to release big hits like True Colors and I Drove All Night, the latter of which reached number 6 in 1989, Lauper's last top 40 single to date. After a long string of smashes, Lauper's career took a sudden, almost inexplicable nosedive. Both She's So Unusual and True Colors had been certified multi-platinum. A Night to Remember was, according to the New York Times, lackluster. Shortly after that album was met with relative shrugs and a split with boyfriend and manager David Wolf, Lauper found herself living alone in a New York hotel, emotionally drained. "I had come so far but felt like I had failed," she wrote. "I would go to the studio and then sit in my dark room and drink vodka. I had to spend most of my time alone. I was grieving. I thought the sadness would never go away." In an indirect way, it was Lauper's best-known song that encouraged her to try to crawl out of her low place. "The only thing that always prevented me from irreparable decision is that I never wanted a headline to read, 'Girl who wanted to have fun just didn't.'" That was the tragic real-life story of Cyndi Lauper. If you liked this video, make sure you subscribe not to miss the new one. See you next time.